Oh, hey, it's me, Cisco Morrison. Here's what's coming up on Garden with Cisco. Honey. Visit a local garden that mixes Northwest natural with a bit of Tuscan elegance. It's the season for fresh corn, and we're making a chowder that shows it off. Discover a plant pick that'll add a burst of electric blue in your garden, and this local landmark is putting these bees to work. All this and more is coming up right now on Gardening with Cisco. I'm Cisco Morris.
And I'm Megan Black. Welcome to Gardening with Cisco.
We're at the Salish Lodge and Spa today. And, you know, it's famous for that wonderful waterfall,
yes,
which is quite incredible. But they've got incredible gardens here. And guess what? The place is buzzing with bees. By the end of the year, they're going to produce 2,400 pounds of honey.
What are they going to do with all that? We're going to tell you guys, and how you can enjoy some of this stuff. Isn't he cute?
Ooh,
I love him. First of all, nothing really says summer like an enormous hanging basket. Absolutely gorgeous. But we're going to show you a little bit of a trick, how to do one with moss. So I got this as a gift to hang on my house and plant. Isn't it great?
I think it's the
really
coolest.
Rustic and whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like looking around going, well, obviously you need to put some pots in there. I don't have any decorative pots that fit.
Yeah.
I have this ugly thing. Flat out ugly green plastic. Cut the top rim off of it, the lip, and I'm like, it fits.
Oh, perfect.
It looks ugly.
Yeah, we'll hide that.
So I have here Stained Glassworks Trailing Plum. And then I got some of these Little Impatiens.
Yeah, so all great shade-loving plants, you know.
Oh,
which
my
is
Lord.
Nice.
Talk about root bounds.
Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Ooh, I like these little solastemums. They're pretty, Megan.
They like a little bit of sun. I'll get some afternoon sun where this baby's
enough.
going.
They don't need much, though. Oh, it's good fertilizer. That'll get them going.
So now he's so cute. He fits in there, and he's got that ugly green.
Yeah, that's ugly, ugly, ugly.
You told me you could fix this problem.
I told you. So we just got to kind of get it all around this guy. Maybe only in the front, because of course it's going to be hidden in the back anyway. So.
Right, and on the sides there.
Yeah, and on the sides, that's really important. Yeah, now nobody's going to see this
ugly yet green thing.
pot. Yeah.
And I love that more natural look.
Yeah, this is really pretty stuff, you know. All of a sudden, what wasn't very attractive is really pretty now, and it'll look great all year. And you know what else, Megan?
What?
This stuff gathers up humidity and gives it back to the plants, too. So
here she goes.
Oh, boy,
This
I
is
can't
home.
wait to see how it looks.
Look at that.
Oh, that is pretty. Oops, I could do a little more fancy work here, but boy, it's starting to look nice.
A little bit of color coming through, and these guys will drape over the sides. The cute little Impatiens.
Yeah, isn't that
Hey,
cute?
nice idea.
Hey, all right, looks great. If I do say so myself.
Absolutely, you may.
So Megan's getting ready to go check out the honeybees, but I'm here with Rod Lapison, General Manager and one of the driving forces behind putting in these gardens and having all these bees. Why is it so important for Salish Lodge to have bees and a great garden?
Well, last year, Cisco, we started with, in May of 2011, 4 hives. We produced about 600 pounds of honey, and we figured with the need for bees in our world that produce and pollinate almost 80% of what we eat, we figured we have the space, we'll put in 12. And this year, we're planning on producing over 2,400 pounds of organic honey.
So here at Salish Lodge, you're really doing your best to help stem the loss of bees that we're suffering nationwide.
We certainly are, and the other great part about that is we get to have the unique product that comes from doing the right thing as well. So it's a perfect fit.
Okay, I'll make a deal with you.
Okay.
If I get to taste some of that delicious honey, you get to do the coming up next on the show. You ready for that?
I'm totally ready.
Okay, this is really hard to do.
Okay.
Okay,
I'm
you
ready.
gotta say, coming up next.
Coming up next.
Good job! A Tuscan garden in the heart of Seattle.
Welcome back to Gardening with Cisco from the Salish Lodge and Spa here in Snoqualmie. You know, while you were chatting with Ron, I was checking out those bees. More than 1 million honeybees here. No wonder they're going to produce more than 2,000 pounds of honey. Now, Dan Sullivan of Shipwreck Honey is their bee expert. He makes sure these guys stay productive. It is so cool to watch him work.
So just put it right down here. Give it a nice, you want to get right inside. There you go. Hey, look at this. This is great. You know what? And they're really calm and mellow. I don't even need to be suited up, but you can see right here, they build all this fresh honeycomb. The yellow comb is where there's more bee traffic, and the white comb is where they haven't traveled so much. This is all brand new honeycomb.
Wow.
Look right down in there. See those little eggs?
Uh-huh.
Those are baby bees.
Oh my God.
Look at this. Where'd she go? There she is. There's the queen bee right there.
Oh.
Do you see her? She's
the queen,
longer.
yeah. Well, she's got the little white spot on her head.
She's got the little white spot, just so you can see her.
Oh my gosh.
So she's got a longer body. She mates one time in her life.
And
It's the only
then-
time she leaves the hive, and then she comes back down,
Oh.
and she can live up to 5 years.
No way.
But typically you'll see 2 to 3 years life expectancy. And in the summer, this is amazing. Are you ready? 2,000 eggs a day.
She is a busy bee.
100%. She's a busy,
Literally.
busy girl. So she runs the entire hive with little pheromones that she produces.
I like her.
And she commands all the bees.
She rocks.
You did a really good job smoking these bees. Look at this. We could be,
Careful there, I don't want my secrets out.
yeah.
Those bees were so cool.
Buzzing around still, aren't they?
Yeah, man. Hey, we're going to check out more of the lodge, but first we're going to show you a garden in Seattle that looks like it's in Italy.
Ooh.
Dr. Ellen D. Pepper actually found Hendrikus in the phone book. She was ready for a change of scenery in her large Seattle lot.
I had the older northwest part of the garden that was very busy, lots of little things, not all of my choosing. Shady, a nice, very restful place. I think I was ready for a bright, open, very calm view, something kind of very horizontal and not cluttered in the center. So I was looking towards Italianate, Mediterranean, even though this is Seattle.
She originally wanted him to just help with her clay soil. But one thing led to, well, Italy. Today, a curve of granite stairs leads visitors into another world.
It was just a very creative endeavor. It just felt good all the way around. We ended up doing some amazing stuff like the gate that you see in the background there. Those stones came from India. The columns came from India. It's forged metal.
Date palms, rare butterfly bushes, and peonies thrive in the new soil. A pool reflects the beauty, and a villa. Okay, a really cool garden shed with a patio overlooks the whole space.
And I guess I would say this is where I go, and I sit up at the top, and I pull out some blankets, and we all just, if you can sit still long enough in a garden. That's the challenge. Is you sit there for 5 seconds, with some water and a magazine, and I'm like, I'll be right back. I just got to go weed that. Okay, I got to stake that. Wait, I didn't prune that. And then 4 hours go by later, and I have not sat down for a second, and that's okay. Things just do.
Turning Seattle into Italy ended up being a perfect project for a man who doesn't have the word impossible in his vocabulary.
I think what actually impressed my husband and I the most is there's no such thing as it can't be done, or it's just gonna be really hard, it's not gonna work out. He looks at anything and he's like, he sees something that I don't even see that's bigger, and there's a way to do it. And that's what it's so much fun.
And the ultimate payoff for Hendrikus? Visiting his friend 7 years after creating this landscape and seeing a place that looks like it's been here for centuries.
It's always great if the people who have it really enjoy it, because you can always tell, because how it's being kept up and the interest that there is constantly in the garden. Yeah, it brings a smile to my face,
Welcome back to Gardening with Cisco from the Salish Lodge and Spa.
Isn't it gorgeous here? You know, there is nothing like strolling around the grounds, enjoying the scenery, and you just can't be here without stopping by the waterfall. Absolutely spectacular with that water cascading over and the spray coming up. I'm just waxing poetic about it. I love it here.
Well, waxing poetic is what I'm going to do about the clam chowder that I fixed with Lynn Villa.
Oh, now I understand why.
It was so good, Ivor would cry with envy. Lynn, I'm so excited. You know, I grew up in the Midwest,
I know.
and I've hardly ever had homemade clam chowder, and I could tell we're doing something here.
And you know what? I wait for this time of year all year long. This really is truly one of my favorite dishes. Height of summer, fresh organic corn, fresh clams. Wait till you see. I can't wait for you to taste.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so there's a little secret to taking the kernels off of the corn cob. What you want to do is you don't want to cut super deeply. If you do, you start cutting actual cob. So what I do is I take my knife and I just sort of trim the little nibs off like this. And you know you've got good corn when it's that juicy. Isn't that just
I gotta
stunning?
taste
Oh yeah, I think you should. It's so sweet. Awesome.
Oh, it's
Isn't
like
that
eating candy.
fabulous? And then you've still got all this wonderful flavor in those kernels. So I take my knife and I scrape all that wonderful juice and the milk and all the little last bits of those kernels. And when that goes in the soup, that's also going to help to kind of thicken it up a little bit. Give it a little bit of
Yeah,
richness.
it's really juicy.
I know, isn't that beautiful? Yeah, so we'll just make a little collection of that and we'll move over here and start cooking, shall we?
Hey, I'm ready.
All
Oh,
right,
boy.
come with me.
Hey, we don't have clams like this in Wisconsin where I grew up, you know. Okay, should I?
Northwest favorite. Yes, go ahead and put those in.
Okay,
Yeah,
into
so
the sauna, guys.
got just a little bit of butter, and we're going to add some garlic. You can go ahead and just throw that in there.
Okay, here you go,
And
garlic.
some white wine. You want to use a good quality white wine, and you know why, because only half of it goes in there.
That's a very good idea.
All right. So we're going to put the lid on that and just let that crank and boil. Okay, so now we're going to start the base of our chowder. All right, so what we're going to do is add some butter,
Okay,
because it's corn, you know, corn and butter.
yeah. All right,
Beautiful.
there you go.
All right, and we'll let that start sizzling up, and then we're going to add some aromatics. A little bit of shallot, sweet onion, and a little bit of fennel, like all finely chopped.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
So what we're going to do is we don't want to brown this too much because it's going to be a pale colored chowder. If we were making a really darker soup, then we'd get some caramelization on it. So what I want to do is kind of just sort of gently sweat them out until they're all tender. So that'll take a few minutes. And actually, I just remembered one more thing. I've got a little herb blend there. We can
okay.
add that now since
All
we're
right.
cooking gently. So this is thyme, rosemary, and sage. These are done, and I'll just show you.
Oh, look at those guys. Ooh, that's making me hungry just looking at those
Looks
guys.
like summer.
Oh, la, la. Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is we want to take all that yummy stuff that's the clam liquor we call it. But we don't want to just pour it directly into our soup because there might be a little bit of sand in there. So what
yeah.
I do is I just leave my lid on and I transfer all those juices to a bowl. I like to put it in a clear glass bowl so I can see.
So you can really see
I
if
can
there's-
check the sediment. And then you just pour it carefully off the top.
Okay, I got it.
So this is like clean as a whistle.
It is.
But at any rate, well, still, I'm going to pour carefully. That's hot. Until that last quarter of an inch, I'll leave that in there. See how pretty that looks?
Yeah.
Okay, so now what we're going to do at this stage, already this is delicious. We're just going to add our fresh corn. We just want to poach it for just a couple of minutes.
Oh.
So go ahead and
Okay.
pour that in.
All right, the whole shebang
Yes,
here?
might as well. Yeah.
All right.
Would you hand me that parsley?
Yeah, you betcha.
And while you're over there, would you grab that bottle of Tabasco, please?
Oh,
Henry?
yeah. Oh,
I know you like a
I
little
like-
bit spicy.
I like a little spice.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll just crank that up a little bit. So did I tell you I actually have a sterling silver filigree Tabasco holder at home?
Oh, I wanna
It's a
get one of
Tabasco
those.
holder, yeah. And so now we're just going to let that come back to a simmer, and we're just going to add a little touch of cream to that.
Okay.
And we'll season it up for a little salt and pepper, and then I'll dish it up for you.
Oh,
Isn't it
all
easy?
right. Oh,
Okay.
it is easy.
Okay.
I'm surprised.
Just going to put a little drizzle of cream in there just to give it a nice little texture.
Oh, yeah.
We'll stir that up.
Oh, does that
Isn't
look
it pretty?
good?
I know.
It
All
is
right.
pretty.
Oops. So I think we're ready to dish this up, shall we? All right.
I'm ready.
Let's go. So here's what I love to do with this dish. I like to actually put the clams in the center of the bowl. I like a nice big bowl that shows off all those pretty clams, right?
Yeah.
And then tuck a few little ciabatta croutons around the edge.
Ooh, those look good.
Yeah, that's to dunk in your, all
yeah.
your yummy stock, right? And then what you can do is you can actually take it to the table like this, right? And set it in front of your guests so they see all the beautiful clams. And then when everyone is seated, you bring your beautiful soup over, and then you just dish it over.
Ooh, this is elegant.
Go for it. I'm going
On
to
your
get in
mark,
there and dig out a
get
clam.
set.
Darn it, you beat me.
I feel like an old seafarer. I'm a West Coast native now. Welcome back to Gardening with Cisco from the Salish Lodge and Spa. Megan,
Yes?
we're in the dining room here because I got connections.
We're going to try out some of that fabulous honey. I only have one problem with that. They also use the honey in their spa. I thought you were going to arrange for a little treatment for me.
Now,
I
hey,
deserve
wait a minute. The stomach comes before the back. Oh, no,
Doesn't hurt to ask, you know.
And gardening comes even before eating. So this week's plant pick has a rare color, and there's a special trick you need to use before you plant it.
So I don't know about you, but I need to brighten my life up this summer. The weather is getting me down. Look, electric blue penstemon.
I love this penstemon. It's just magnificent. Should bloom all summer long. If it stops, we just cut it back a little and it just goes
Shoots
again.
right back up again. I
Yeah.
am so excited because there is nothing bright about this summer so far. So this is going to do it to me. But I told Cisco that I wanted to plant this guy, and he goes, "I've got something to show you then."
Yes.
What is this?
This is Start Right, and it's got mycorrhizae in it. Finds nutrients and water, gives them to the plant.
Cool. Okay.
Symbiotic relationship.
Well, I just don't know what I feel about putting a fungus on my plant. Let me get this hole
wait
done.
till you see how well this grows.
Yeah, it just sounds weird, doesn't it?
It does sound weird, but nature works in such interesting
Okay.
ways. And just over the last few years, we've really discovered about these kind of
Interesting.
things,
Electric blue penstemon. Okay, so what do we do? Do we need to put that in the soil?
Well, I've got a special trick.
Okay.
Now, if you read the instructions, it says like a teaspoon in the soil for a
Right.
plant this big, and we'll put some in. But we're going to do it after you break it up a little bit.
Right.
I'm going to do this special trick that I saw the guys that make this do.
Oh,
so that's
nice.
why I know the really good things to do here.
Okay, so let's go
Okay,
ahead.
Megan. So I'm going to do is just put a little on my hands, and I'll do it right over the hole, so if any drops. All right, so just rub it all over the roots.
Interesting.
And, if some falls off, falls in the hole.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah.
Okay, this
Wow.
baby, a little deep there. Nice.
So this will add to the water, the drought tolerance, and it'll give it some good nutrition. Now, in a couple of weeks, we'll come back and fertilize it again with a good organic fertilizer.
Oh, I love him. It is an electric spot in the
It is.
garden,
And-
isn't it?
And guess who likes that?
I do.
Well, that's true enough. So the hummingbird.
Oh, yay! I
Yeah,
always love
hummingbirds
anything
love
that'll
these.
attract them.
Yeah.
Electric blue penstemon, anything with these
beautiful.
bright colors. Yeah, we just need it this summer, don't we?
We do.
Yeah, we deserve it too.
Yep.
So, Cisco, they have been serving these country breakfasts here. They are famous for them since 1916. Oh, my Lord. They've got all the staples, but it's these babies that you really want.
Oh, yeah. Well, listen, if they've been doing it that long, it's got to be good. They've had a lot of practice.
Rachel's
Oh,
going to
boy.
come on in. Hi, Rachel.
Hi. So it's our fire-green honey. It's pure honey. And like you said, we've been doing it since 1916.
Look at this.
Oh, my gosh. Whoa.
Since our waterfall.
I can't believe this, Megan. Rachel, how did you learn to do this? I hope you've never gotten all over the people in the
Really?
chairs.
That is awesome, but I want to taste it.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
we got enough there. This is that stuff. They made it right here on the grounds. I love it.
That is so
Isn't
good.
it fun? What a treat. If you would like to come up and visit the Salish Lodge and Spa, we'll put a link on our website.
Come up for the views and come up to enjoy the results of all those hard-working honeybees.
I'm going to have some more. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Bye, everybody.